Today, last week we were doing Scapular Divinity, and this week we will be doing a class called Centrate and Celebrate. And it's based on the idea that, if you work a lot with things that are in front of you, the shoulders and the chest starts to pull forward. So the arms, or at least the arm bone, doesn't sit in the shoulder socket as well. And so we want to centrate them into our joints so we can celebrate and so that they feel better. So not a lot of celebrating happens when we're in pain, right? So we want to make that feel better so that the shoulders can sit in their sockets the right way. Otherwise, back pain, neck pain, all the fun things. And if you didn't know, your shoulder socket is about as shallow as a golf tee. So when you look at a golf tee and where the golf ball sits on it, that's about how shallow, obviously not as small, but that's about how shallow your shoulder socket is compared to your hip joints, which are a little bit more robust. And if you've ever had a shoulder injury or a shoulder dislocate, you'll know that it's very easy for it to slip out of place. So let's make them happy. So let's just start in a seated position. And just notice where your shoulders are right now. You can kick one leg out, you can sit on a block, you can sit flat on your mat. I'm going to kick one leg out here. Do you notice if you feel a lot of tension in the front or a lot of pulling in the back? Maybe move your head around or maybe even move the shoulders around. And just turn your attention inwards to your body. What does it tell you when you move? Good. Let's take 5 breaths here. And as you breathe, notice, do your shoulders move? Do you feel restricted in the chest where the shoulders are? Good. 2 more breaths. And after your last breath, slowly make your way onto your back with your knees bent. Palms come out wide in a T, or you can also goalpost them. You want to make sure the sacrum is on the floor here, which is the area right above the tailbone, and that the back of your neck is long. You can even reach the arms up a little higher if you don't quite feel the stretch. And try to see if you can breathe a little deeper here, inviting more space into the chest, because the more space we have up here in the front, the more strength we can build in the back to keep those shoulders centrated. Good. 2 more breaths in. Breathe down into the mat. Really expand those ribs. Exhale. Good. Now go ahead and reach the hands upwards towards the ceiling. Curl your tailbone off the mat, engaging those glutes, and then the sacrum, and then the low back. So I'm in a low bridge. Hands are reaching up, and just interlace the fingers here, making a fist. And then punch your fist upwards towards the ceiling, and then bring it back to neutral. Punch the fist up towards the ceiling, and bring it back to neutral. So as you punch it, really try to push your ribs down into the mat to kind of release some of that tension in there. Good. Don't let your chin lift. 2 more. Glutes working. Punch it up. If you feel this in your knees, walk your feet a little further away. Last one. Punch it up. Good. And this time, slowly release the hands and bring your elbows down by your sides, pushing the backs of your arms into the mat. So a little bit of firing here I'm not pushing up all the way so that my ribs come up. I'm just lightly pushing the elbows down, feeling the shoulder blades come together on the mat. Feel this core draw together here. Shoulders are working. And then go ahead and lower the upper back, middle back, and lower back to the floor. Reach the hands back up towards the ceiling and just take your right hand and squeeze your left forearm up and down, kind of like it's a tube of toothpaste. You have 2 arm bones in this lower part of your arm, and there's a lot of stuff and stuckness that gets that happens in between these 2 bones. Go ahead and switch and notice if this side feels different. We'll be doing some stuff on our hands. So we want the forearms to be well balanced here. Good. And go ahead and release that. Bring the hands behind the head now. And you can keep your feet on the floor just like this, because when we go into our abdominals, you don't really want to feel this in your low back. So you can stay here or kick your legs upwards towards the ceiling. Elbows point upwards, not outwards. Take a breath in. Find your sacrum. So if your legs go up, you can also bend them just a little bit. On your exhale, lift your head and shoulders off of the mat and draw down through the low belly. So we're not trying to poof in the middle here. We're trying to hold your core like a brace here. Lean your head back into your hands. And now inhale, lower down. Exhale, come up. Small twist towards the left. Try to reach the right elbow towards your left toes. Good, stay off that left shoulder blade. And then inhale, come through center, lower down. Exhale, come up. Small twist towards the right. Stay off that right shoulder blade. Keep drawing down through the low belly. You got this. And then inhale, lower down. 2 more each side. Exhale, come up. This time we're going to add on. So twist to the left. This time right hand touches the left shin or thigh if your feet are on the floor. And then you try to reach the right fingers up towards your ankle or toes. Good. Inhale, lower down. Other side. Exhale, come up. Small twist towards the right. Left hand towards the right shins. Reach higher. Pull down through that low belly. And then inhale, come back to center, lower down. 1 more time, adding on, exhale, come up. Small twist to the left, right hand to the left shin, and pulse upwards 3 times. So reach the right fingers up, they come down. Up, up, and then come back to center, lower down. Last time, exhale, to the right. Left hand to shin. Exhale. Make sure you have everything out and then pulse upwards 3 times. And then inhale, come back to center, lower down. Give yourself a hug. Good. And then from here, go ahead and bring your feet back to the floor and bring them mat distance apart. Allow your knees to fall to the left and kind of push through this right inner part of your foot. So I'm not letting my right knee collapse completely. I'm kind of keeping a little bit of solidness in this right glute and core. And from here, I'm just going to circle my right arm a few times in a clockwise direction. So bringing it across my body and up and around. And notice if you get stuck somewhere. So we don't want a pulling feeling here. So you might come just up to noon and back to center. So you do what feels best for your body. Do it with your breath. You have 2 more. Good, and let's do the other side. So knees go to the right. And this time, drawing a counterclockwise circle. with the left arm. Find your breath. Feel that this, excuse me, left glute is working. Good. Last one. These are good stretches to do even when you're not doing yoga. All right, come on up to your hands and knees. So one of the most important probably exercises you always see is plank pose, right? So in plank pose, there's a lot of weight into our hands, and sometimes that makes our wrists hurt, right? Well, the wrists are only kind of displaying what's happening up in the shoulders. So with your hands under the shoulders, try to dial out your hands. So as if you could twist your mat apart, but your hands don't move. So notice that my fingers are still forward, but look what happens in my shoulders as I try to dial out my hands. Look how they come onto my back. And then I pull my ribs upwards just a little bit to make my back flat. Feel that kind of warmness in the low belly that we worked on in the abdominals. Words are hard. All right, from here, you're going to step the left foot back into plank, and then the right foot. And then the left knee comes in underneath the left hip, and then the right knee comes in. Let's repeat that 2 more times on this side. So left foot leads, right foot leads, left foot in, right foot in. Last one, left foot back, left knee in, right knee in. Now lead with the right leg 3 times. Right leg out, right knee in, left knee in. And feel what it takes to keep the shoulders centrated. Last one, bring it out, and then in. Good. And then lower onto your forearms here. So optional dolphin, or you can rest in child's pose. Interlace your fingers here. So elbows are under the shoulders, fingers are interlaced. Tuck the chin, look at your kneecaps, take a breath in. Exhale, puff up into the shoulders, and then lift that low belly to help lift your knees off the floor and your hips into the air. And then have your knees as bent as you need to. So if you feel a lot of pulling in your hamstrings and calves and ankles and feet, bend your knees. Good, and then just pedal out your heels here. Bringing one closer and then the other. Try not to let your head touch the floor. Good, you have 2 more breaths. Keep lifting up in that low belly. Go ahead, and then lower your knees. And you can rest in child's pose, or we'll meet in standing at the top of the mat. No rush. Take your time. All right. Let me take this off. So hopefully now your shoulder girdle, which is this area right here, is feeling a little bit warmer. Now we're going to add it to some movement. Feet are hip distance apart at the top of the mat. And pause. Feel where your shoulders are now. Does it feel any different? It's okay if it doesn't. You know, we're only 10 minutes in. So inhale, arms reach out in front of you. So palms are facing towards each other, and then reach them forward, kind of like we did in our bridge. Do that a few times without the ribs jutting. Good, and then reach them forward and then up overhead. On your exhale, sit back in your hips, hands come to the floor. Step your right foot back, lower your right knee underneath the right hip. And then inhale, shoulders over the hips. From here, roll them out one at a time. And as you roll them, can you feel your ribs kind of moving left and right? Right glute is working for you here. Keep the bottom half of your body stable. Good. Last one. On your exhale, hands come to the floor. Step back into high plank. Now, can you dial your hands out here? Glutes are on. Lower your knees. Lower slowly to the floor. without letting those shoulders dip. So you want to keep them on your back. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower a little bit, engage the glutes to help you push up and back into down dog. Slide or step the right foot forward, lower your left knee underneath the left hip, and then on your inhale, shoulders come up over your hips. Left glute fires, roll the shoulders. And if you notice any like Rice Krispie popping sounds, that's okay. It's probably just some dried fascia. Good. And on your exhale, fingertips come to the floor. Step forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms reach forward and up. Exhale, sit back in the hips. Hands come to the floor. Step the left foot back. Lower the left knee, but keep the toes curled under. And inhale, arms reach up. This time, so feel that opening in your side bodies as the arms lift. And then you can bring the right hand behind the back on the sacrum. Left arm reaches a little higher. And it's okay if your arm is here. This is still good. You just don't want those ribs to pop when you bring the hand up overhead. On your exhale, hands come to the floor. Step back into high plank. Dial those hands out, lower your knees. Slowly lower to the floor, don't lift your chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Draw those hands back to help you lift your heart forward. And then on your exhale, zip everything up to help you push up onto your knees and then into down dog. Left foot slides or steps forward, lower the right knee, but keep your toes curled under, arms reach forward and up. Left hand comes behind the back, right arm reaches higher. Find space, find your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. And then on your exhale, hands come to the floor, step forward. And on your inhale, engage those glutes to help you come up with a flat back, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Lightly press your palms into one another, kind of feeling those shoulder blades engage on your back. Good. And let's move into sequence one. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, sit back in your hips, hands come to the floor, or they can come to blocks. Step the right leg back, lower the right knee. You can keep your toes tucked under, or you can always keep them flat. Know that that's an option. Arms reach up. Exhale, left hand comes behind the back, reaching that right arm high. So this is just a repeat, but it's really good at helping opening up this right side. Last breath in. On your exhale, right hand comes down to a block or the mat underneath the right shoulder. You can lift your right knee here or keep it on the floor. Left arm peels open. From here, just turn your gaze to your left big toe, taking your head out of this. And let's draw some circles with this left hand backwards. Keep drawing in that low belly to help support the low back. Good. Last one. And from here, you're going to inhale, lift and turn to the right side of your mat for goddess. So I'm opening up, looking down at my knees, that they're in line with my first and second toe. I'm going to turn to face you. And my arms are going to reach straight out. Feel the core engaged, tailbone is rooting down. And let's just pulse these arms back. So imagine you have, those plastic beach balls. Imagine you have one in each hand, so you kind of have that energy there in the arms. Maybe use your exhales. Good. And then from here, cartwheel your hands towards the front of the mat, towards your left foot for plank. So hands come down, step back into plank. Lower your knees. Slowly lower down. From here, stack your hands in front of you, and your forehead comes onto the backs of your hands. Imagine the lower half of your body is in cement. It will not lift. Engage your core and your glutes. So systems check, find it there. And then on your inhale, lift your hands up into your forehead to help you lift your upper body. Feel the shoulder blades pull together here. Exhale, lower down. You have 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one with this hand on top. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now go ahead and stack your other hand on top. Inhale, lift. Keep rooting that tailbone down. You should not feel this in your lower back. Exhale, lower. If you do, don't come up as high. This is 2. Exhale, lower. Good. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, lift. And exhale, lower. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Zip everything up. Push up and back into down dog. Knees are bent. Slowly walk your hands back towards your feet for happy squat. Pause here, knees bent. The ribs are resting on the thighs. If they're not, you can always grab a pillow or something to help you make that connection. Breathe here. Last breath in. Exhale. Bend your knees so the hands come back onto the mat if they haven't already. And you'll walk your left hand and right foot forward and the right hand and left foot. So bear walking towards the front of your mat. And then inhale, come all the way up. Other side, exhale. Sit back in the hips. Left foot steps back, lower the left knee. You can keep the toes curled under if you'd like. Arms reach up. Right hand comes behind the back, finds that left glute, left arm reaches high. Zip everything up. Good, that looks great, Paul. That looks great, Kathy and Angela. Good, keep this length in your side body here. As you exhale, bring the left hand to a block or the mat on the floor. Inhale, right arm peels up. You can also lift the left knee. Look at that right big toe. Engage your left glute. And let's draw some arm circles with this right arm. Engage that low belly. Good. Last one. Remember, you're opening up into goddess to the left. Adjust your feet as needed. Reach your arms out wide. And then start to pulse the arms backwards. Feeling the shoulder blades come together without the ribs going forward. So keep it together. Good. Last one. Here we go. Pulse it back. Cartwheel your hands towards your right foot. So you step back into plank. You can lower the knees or lower down lower all the way in one piece. Good. From here, you're going to goal post your arms. Your forehead can be on a block or the mat. But you are not going to lift your head. So really root down in that low belly and glutes and just lift your goal posted arms and then lower them. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower them. Good. 6 more. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Hands come under the shoulders. Lift the head. Push up and back into down dog. Ha. From here, walk the hands back towards the feet. Now you can keep the hands here on the ground so that they're under the shoulders to just feel the connection between the hands and the feet. Breathe here. Remember, bend your knees as much as you can. You don't want those heels to be off the floor. Good, and let's bear crawl towards the front of the mat. So walk your hands a little bit forward, and then right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot, all the way till you make it to the top, and come on up. Shake it out. Let's do 3 sun sal A's. Remembering to keep those shoulders centrated. So bring your hands out in front of you as if we're doing standing plank. And then bring your shoulder blades together on your back as you bend the elbows. So this is like we're doing a chaturanga here. And then straighten. So we're doing push-ups while standing. So bend the elbows. Shoulder blades come together. Now reach them apart. Good. Now, this is what happens. So if you don't pull the shoulder blades together, look what happens to my shoulders. They dip forward. So you want to keep them squeezing on the back as you lower. That's applicable for these next 3 rounds. So just try to only think about that. On your inhale, arms reach upwards. Exhale, sit back in the hips. Hands to the floor. Step or jump back into high plank. Feel that dialing out sensation. As you lower to the floor, feel the shoulder blades pull together. Inhale, baby cobra or full up dog. It's up to you. I'm going to hang out here in baby cobra. Exhale, zip it up, push up and back into down dog. Good. Find equal weight in your hands and feet in down dog. Feel that your down dog is bouncy. So again, I love to encourage, bend your knees. At the bottom of your exhale, draw in that low belly and step or jump towards your hands. Inhale, use the glutes to root to rise, come up to stand. 2 more. Exhale, you can always skip the push-up if you need to. Step or jump back into high plank. Lower. Inhale, baby cobra or full up dog. Zip it up, exhale, down dog. Take a breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, step or jump towards your hands. Use your glutes, so come on up, arms reach up. Last one, exhale. Step or jump back into high plank. Move slowly, listen to your breath. Lower. Shoulder blades pulling together. Maybe you don't lower all the way, that's okay. And then let's all meet. You can take a temporary child's pose, or here we are in down dog. Try to press into your fingers so all your weight isn't dumping into the wrists. And from here, left leg lifts to the height of the left hip. And you can lower and lift this right heel a few times. Keep that left glute engaged. And then on your exhale, step your left foot as far forward as you can and come up into crescent lunge. Find your neutral pelvis here. So my back leg isn't locked out a lot. It has this bentness to it. From here, hook your right thumb in front of your left and reach your arms forward and upwards. Try to pull your thumbs apart here as you breathe. Good. Last breath in. Exhale. Bring the right hand down to the mat underneath the right shoulder. Lower the right knee to the floor underneath the right hip. Left leg slides back for modified side plank. Left hand cuffs this right shoulder. We want to make sure that it doesn't fall inwards. So the left hand is there for support. From here, you have 2 options. Actually, you have 3. First one is you can stay here. Second one, you can lift this left leg. Third option is a little bit more dynamic. You're going to step the left foot toward your right hand, and then you bring the left hand down to come into standing L. So my left knee is bent, and you repeat that. So the right knee comes back to the floor, slide the left leg back. All the while, my right hand is never going to move, okay? My right shoulder's never going to move. Left foot steps halfway forward. My left hand comes to the floor, right leg lifts. 2 more. Right knee comes down. Slide the left leg back or keep it lifted. 2 more. Zip up in the slow belly. Left foot steps, left hand to the floor. Bend your knee as much as you need to. Here we go. Last one. Whoa. Step it into standing split and hold. This time you can come up onto your fingertips here. Feel that right glute working. And without moving your fingers, just use the friction of your mat to try to draw your fingers back towards your foot. Good. This time, tuck the right thigh behind the left as you come down to seated. So as you lower your butt, you end up turning to the left, and you're in seated twist. You can kick out this right leg if needed, which is what I will do today. And from here, arms goalpost. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. So you can just move back and forth. You don't have to take fast breaths. You can just breathe as you move back and forth. Kind of releasing any unwanted tension right here in this bottom part of our rib cage. Good. Last one. Turn back towards the right. Bring the hands down to the front of the mat. You're going to unwind and step back into down dog. Good. From here, slowly walk your feet forward this time, staying as low as you need to. And maybe walk the hands a little further away, maybe out to the corners of your mat. Breathe into the upper back, make space. One more breath here. Exhale. Hands come back to being under the shoulders. Go ahead and step back into high plank. Good. Lower, which is optional. You can always go up and back into down dog. Inhale, baby cobra or full up dog. And then exhale, zip everything up, down dog. Here we go, other side. Walk the feet in a half step. Feel bouncy. Right leg lifts to the height of the right hip. Lower and lift your left heel a few times. Just feeling that weight shift in the hands. Good. And then step the right foot forward. Come up into crescent lunge. Find your neutral pelvis. Left thumb hooks in front of the right. Inhale. Reach it forward and upwards. Feel your core engage. Last breath in. On your exhale, release the arms. Left hand comes down to the mat. I'm going to turn so you can see this. Left knee comes down. Right leg slides to the back of your mat. So just the same thing we did on the other side. Right hand cuffs the left shoulder. You can stay here or lift that right leg. From here, step the right foot halfway forward. And then the right hand comes down as the left leg lifts. Left knee comes back to the floor. Right hand to right shoulder. Right leg slides back. 3 more. Take your time. You don't have to follow my pace. Right foot steps. Right hand down. Left leg lifts. Left knee down. Right hand cuffs the shoulder. Right leg reaches back. 2. Step. Lift. Good. Last one. Cuff that shoulder. Regardless of who you are, you'll all meet in standing L. You can come up onto the fingertips now, relieve those wrists. Feel that left glute engage and try to pull your fingertips backwards. Pull those ribs in, pull that low belly in. And then seated twist. Left thigh comes behind the right as you lower and turn to the right. You can kick the left leg out if needed. On your inhale, reach the arms up. Goalpost them. Twist left and right. Take your time. Be kind to your back. Good. Last breath in. Go ahead and turn to the left. Hands come down. Step your left foot forward next to your right. So we're in this happy squat. And then walk your fingertips forward. Let your head hang. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then engage those glutes to come up to stand. And come on up. Good. Get a drink if you need one. Last but not least is a small little flow to help us open up this part of our body, this lower part of our sides, and also build a little bit more strength in the shoulders. So this last bit is a doozy, but it's a lot of fun. Here we go. On your inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, sit back. In the hips, hands to the floor. You can step back into down dog here or step back into plank and go through your vinyasa by lowering and doing your chaturanga, coming up into your cobra or your up dog, and then proceeding into your down dog. Good. From here, look at your feet. Notice how, if they're facing forward or not. Bend those knees. And now turn your toes and knees to the left. Feeling a stretch across your left side. So try not to bend your elbows here. Go ahead and turn the toes and knees to the right. Try to keep equal weight in both your hands and just go back and forth. You can go fast or slow. We'll all meet up, turning our toes and knees to the left. And then pick up that left foot and step it forward. And then open up into Warrior Two, facing the right side of your mat. Notice if your knee is over your toes. If it's not, just turn your foot inward slightly. Find your pelvis. So root that tailbone down. Push your feet apart. And then take a breath in. Exhale, right arm to the right thigh. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, come up through center, engage those abdominals. Exhale, left elbow to left thigh, right arm reaches. Good. One more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. And then from here, go ahead and look down at your left big toe. You'll cartwheel your hands down to the mat into plank. And then lower your forearms to the floor one at a time into forearm plank. Pause here. Feel that your tailbone is wrapping down. Glutes are engaged. And then from here, lower your knees and lower slowly to the floor. So this is the hard one. You're going to be doing 6 of them. So it's goal-posted arm locust to forearm plank. So on your inhale, your arms will lift, your legs will lift. And on your exhale, the elbows come under the shoulders to push you up into forearm plank. And try to come off the floor in one piece. Lower down. Inhale, lift up locust. Exhale, push yourself away. Good. Inhale, lower down. Lift your body up. Exhale, push it away. Good. 2 more. Use your breath. And after your last one, your hands will come underneath the shoulders this time and push up and back into down dog. Good. From here, go back into those down dog twists, left and right. Toes and knees turn to the right. Toes and knees turn to the left. Take your time. Good. And then from here, toes and knees turn to the right. Lift your right foot off the floor. Step the right foot forward. And then open up into warrior 2. Find your neutral pelvis. Push your feet apart. Reach your arms away. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm drops down your left leg. Right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, center. Exhale, right elbow to right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. Good. One more time each side. Inhale. Exhale. Last one in. Exhale. Look down at your right big toe. Hands come down. You step back into high plank. And then one at a time, you can lower to your forearms for forearm plank. This time you'll do 4. So lower all the way to the floor. Goal post your arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Forearm plank. Lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Last one. Remember, this time your hands will come under the shoulders as you push up and back into down dog. And at the bottom of your exhale, step or jump towards your hands and come up to stand. Shake it out. All right. Let's add it all together. So small little stream to connect it all. Remember, do what you can, and if you need to modify to how we did it at the beginning of class, please feel free to do so. On your inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, sit back in the hips. Right foot steps back. Lower the right hand. Lower the right knee. And then on your inhale, reach the arms up. Left hand comes behind the back here. Reach the arm high. And you can stay here, keeping these ribs in, or you start to bend your right elbow, and maybe your right fingertips touch your right shoulder blade. It's a lot. Keep breathing in. And exhale. From here, straighten your arm, lift and turn to the right for goddess with your palms facing up this time. So that means my thumbs are facing back. Maybe you make a slight W to your arms and then pulse backwards. Ribs are engaged. Last one. And then from here, turn towards the front of your mat. Right hand comes down, right knee comes down. You're in right modified side plank. Please also feel free to do regular side plank. And we have that modified side plank to standing split. So here, left foot forward, standing split. Trying to maintain that shoulders alignment. You have 2 more. Step a halfway forward. Engage the glutes, lift up. Last one. You'll all meet in standing split, left foot steps. Hands are down. And then from here, keep a slight bentness in that left leg. Walk your hands up here. Your arms are going to kick back now. So feel the shoulder blades squeeze together. Straighten the elbows. Bend the elbows. Straighten the elbows. Whew. Good. Last one here. Reach them back. And then lower the right toes behind you towards the back of your mat. Turn towards the right for side lunges. So right and left. Feet are parallel. And roll your shoulders here as you side lunge. So this is movement to kind of just let it all out. Good. Last one. Let's all meet up in down dog. So turn towards the left, hands land, step back into down dog. Have your knees bent here. On your inhale, lift that left leg. Exhale, step that left foot forward for crescent lunge. Right thumb hooks in front of the left. Inhale, reach it forward and upwards. Stay here or slowly transfer weight into your left leg and pull the right knee up. And then from here, you're moving into warrior two on the left leg. So right leg goes back, lands, and then you open up. Take a breath in. Reverse. Inhale. Exhale, variation and hold. Turn your gaze downwards. Take your neck out of it. And then from here, hands land. Coming into plank. And then walk your hands back towards your feet for happy squat. Pause here. You can let your head hang. And then engage your glutes. Inhale, come all the way up, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Lightly press the palms into one another. And then as you walk, keep the palms pressing, just feeling where your shoulders are as you move until you come to the top of your mat. And we do it all on the other side, and you'll be done. On your inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, sit back. Left foot steps back this time. Lower the left knee, but maybe keep the toes curled under. Inhale, arms reach up. Right hand comes behind the back on top of that left glute. Feel it all pull in. Good. Maybe you bend the left elbow to tap the left shoulder blade. Feel it all draw in. Feel the core working. Remember, from here, we're going into goddess. So inhale, straighten that arm. Lift and turn to the left for goddess. This time, I want you to bring your triceps by your side, but leave like an inch or two gap. Palms face up. From here, reach the thumbs backwards. So this time, instead of the whole arm going, it's just that lower part of my arm. These are great to do while you're sitting at a desk. Good, last one. From here, you're turning towards the right, towards the front of your mat. Left hand comes down, left knee comes down. Right leg slides back for modified side plank. Right arm can lift. It can also stabilize that left shoulder. And then from here, we have that movement. You have 3 of them to standing split. So right foot steps halfway forward. Left leg lifts. Good. Left knee comes down. Right leg slides back. Ooh. Step it forward. Come up. Last one. Step it. Hold here. Now you can stay here or walk the hands up that right leg, or you could even put your left toes down. Pull the elbows back, kick them back. And then just bend the elbows and straighten them. Good. Last one. Kick them back. Left toes land towards the back of your mat. And you're going to side lunge left and right. And you can roll the shoulders, shimmy your ribs left and right. Maybe let your head come along for the ride. If it doesn't feel good to stay low, you can always stay high and do the same movement. From here, go ahead and cartwheel your hands towards the front of your mat for down dog. Good. You have 4 or more, depending on you. Down dog to plank. So here in down dog, you'll exhale, shift forward into plank, glutes on, down dog. Shift forward, shift back. And just move at your own pace, trying to keep your alignment. Trying to find my neutral spine. Last one, down dog, right leg lift, step the right foot forward. Come on up, hook the left thumb in front of the right, lift it high. Zip it up. Maybe come up to stand, standing on that right leg, pulling the left knee in. Then from here, coming into warrior 2, the left leg goes back, open up. Take a breath in, engage, reverse. Inhale, variation. Hold here. Look down at your right big toe. Bring the hands down. Lower the left knee and come all the way into seated. All right, we're done. So I just want you to pause here. Roll your shoulders a little bit back and forth. Notice if it feels different. Good. Relax. Feel where they hang, right? Let's do 4 shoulder scrubs before we go down into Shavasana. So shrug the shoulders up towards the ears and then squeeze them together behind your back and then keep them squeezing together as they come down your back. Squeeze them up, squeeze them behind, and then keep squeezing them as they melt down your back. You have 2 more. Squeeze them up, squeeze them together, and squeeze them down. Last one, up, together, and down. Good. And then come onto your back for a few moments of Shavasana. Knees are bent or they can be straight. Feel the back of the head long on the mat, and you can goalpost your arms here again, or you can just allow them to be face up in a downward V. Allow any tension in your jaw to just dissipate by unclenching your teeth. Breathe breaths here at your own pace. Go ahead, 3 more breaths. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Turning your head left and right, opening up some of the tissues in the neck. Bring one knee into your chest at a time. And on your inhale, reach the arms overhead. And then on your exhales, go ahead and grab onto your shins. And in your own way, come on up to seated. Hands come to heart center, lightly pressing the palms into one another as we did during class. Just noticing if there's a change. This is your body. You live in it. And it requires opening and also strength. May you keep that in mind throughout the rest of not only this day, but week. Thank you for centrating and celebrating with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday.